Hello everyone and happy PoE2 early access hype. It has been an amazing announcement what GGG did. There are a few little things that I would slightly change. Sanctum. But otherwise it has been amazing. It's a clean sweep. It's insanely hype. So in this video, I will bring you the TLDR rather than actually do all the reaction and everything. And if you guys want my full reaction of some sort and like the entire video and things, I can actually do that rendering. I can put an unlisted video below. So if you are curious about it, because Twitch keeps the links for a little bit, but let's go into the entire breakdown. I have done here a notepad that is going to break down everything, and all of this information you are going to find in probably a day or two when you hop over to my website heavyheels.com, when you click on the PoE2 logo, and all the information is going to be here. I have done this throughout the stream where I have actually taken all the images that are going to be actually posted on the website, and there are 200 of them. So there's a lot of information to be going through. However, the most important stuff is they've confirmed 6 months beta at least, and they would like to release PoE by the end of 2025. So basically a year of beta. They've said 80% of the game is basically done, and they are shifting their focus from campaign acts 4 to 6 to Endgame. So how is the roadmap going to look like? The roadmap is going to look something like this. So we are going to have acts 4, 5, and 6 on the release day. However, for early access, we're going to be playing through acts 1 to 3, then acts 1 to 3 on a cruel difficulty. Keep in mind they did this for original PoE 1, those of you who know what I'm talking about, when we had to replay the campaign a few times. And then we are going straight to Endgame. Endgame was one thing that I really wanted from this reveal, and I got it, and I think is going to be amazing. There are a lot of exciting things happening, but main changes: flasks, no more utility flasks. We got charms. Charms are going to be on a belt slot. That's going to be an explicit mod. We can have up to 3, so either 0 mod, which is 1 charm, +1, +2. They're going to be effectively like utility flasks with their automatic effect. So if we get bleeding, if we get a bleeding effect, they are going to break the bleeding and we're going to be bleed immune. Then we can have gems, uncut gems, to make any skill gem that we'd like, regardless of what we are doing and regardless of what class and weapon we're playing. Support gems, however, we have a limit of 1. So 1 of each support gem that we can basically obtain. And there's a little box at the bottom, I don't know if you guys have noticed, a little box at the bottom that's going to say recommended. And if you click the recommended, it's going to give you the recommended with the ones that you're using for skill gems that you're using. Or if you click all, then you can go wild. Different currencies are making a comeback. Some are doing different things, like Greater Jeweler's Orb, where we add a socket to a skill gem with a 3 and the one that adds to a 5. Keep in mind, a lot of 6 links are possible. However, they're going to look like 5 links. Main skill gem link and 5 additional gems. So we do not have any orbs of fusings anymore. We have Jeweler's Orbs. All of these are somewhat doing a different thing. However, the most notable things are no scouring orbs. Be careful how you craft. However, it has been confirmed that exalted orbs are now going to be like new chaos orbs. They are going to drop plentiful, and the point of PoE is to extremely reduce the loot, give you more currencies to play with, and upgrade your character that way. Now, in general, we've got permanent boosts via optional bosses, which give us weapon spec points, resistances, spirit for aura reservation, or minion up, more minions up, and such. Those are going to be the optional bosses that you fight. Of course, everyone is going to be like, that's going to be mandatory. Because it's obviously going to be mandatory. You can't give me an optional thing that's going to give me a reward and then they say it's optional. It's not optional, it's mandatory. So it's going to be found on a map. I don't even know where I put this one. All of the info is going to be posted on the website. I will put the link to this notepad that I've written on the PoE2 section. Everything else, I'm a one-man dude. I can't do everything all the time, but I've done this. Then classes. We got 6 classes, 2 ascendancies each. We are by the end of beta going to have more, and all of the classes at the release are going to have 3 ascendancies each. So 12 classes total. Currently, we got Monk, which is Spear. We got Invoker, an Acolyte of Chayula. Basically, Invoker is like current Warden, blasting elemental damage, and it has Unbound Avatar to blast even more damage. Elemental damage, of course. Acolyte of Chayula is basically chaos damage and leech, a lot of that. We got Warrior, which is a mace. We got Warbringer and Titan. Warbringer is basically totem, defense, and Warcries, while Titan is a 2-handed specialist, and especially two-handed specialists for two-handed weapons, sorry. For those of you who played World of Warcraft, something akin to a Fury Warrior is possible like this. Very exciting. Ranger, which is going to be my first class, has a Deadeye, which is basically standardized the same way as it is in PoE 1. However, one small change is full accuracy at a distance, so you don't have to worry about accuracy, and proj is not 2 extra proj, but 1 extra proj. Pathfinder are flasks and poison damage with throwable flasks, which are concoction for all the elements. Bleeding, poison, lightning, fire, and cold, as far as I've seen from the actual ascendancy. Amazing stuff. Mercenary with a crossbow or a railgun or a grenade launcher. I just don't know how they're calling it a crossbow at this point. Has Witch Hunter and Gemling Legionnaire. Witch Hunter is focused on boss damage with an ascendancy point that basically takes the third of boss's health bar away. On that note, boss's health bar, if you pay attention to the top right section of the boss's health bar, now has a damage number. So how much damage has the boss taken? So you can now test DPS, sort of. Gemling Legionnaire focuses on giving us more gems, more links, more buffs, more stuff. So basically put gems everywhere and that's it. Awesome stuff. Which has a very interesting thing with Infernalist and Blood Mage, which is basically a summoner. Infernalist has that demon form that is going to be amazing with fire and stuff, with all the fire monsters, well, minions and such. Blasting AoE carnage. Blood Mage is going to be, if you've played League of Legends, like Vladimir in League of Legends. Basically, everything costs life. However, when you kill enemies, they pop blood orbs and you can absorb that life. Sorceress is your classic elementalist with amazing spell effects. And Stormweaver and Chronomancer are 2 ascendancies that we are getting. Stormweaver is basically empowered elements to the wazoo, and Chronomancer is something new, which is manipulating time. If you played World of Warcraft, that's like Mage's Time Warp ability, where you can rewind time to use abilities again and freeze everyone around. So that's basically it. Those are the classes. Passive skill tree had an amazing change. 1 point per level, which is normal. Each class starts from a different location, so from the middle, each class starts from a different location. However, we can respec with gold, which we can do right now. And the most important one, attribute small passives, those like dexterity, intelligence, strength nodes, now give you the option to choose whichever one you want. They give +5, give you +5 to this or that. Another small thing in attribute passives is that we can socket jewels. Those are in a little bit. Keystones notables do the same thing. However, there are a lot more of them, which we will find out what they are over time. Weapon spec, very, very nice change. You have abilities in PoE 2 that go. If you use ability A that does fire damage, you weapon swap to a fire staff. If you do lightning damage, you weapon swap to a lightning staff. You get, I think, up to 10. We saw 6 6 points for each off, but I think it goes up to 10. I think they've said 10. We will see when the early access gets released how many points, so you can basically have 2 separate skill trees for 2 different things. So on the top part of the skill tree, as the elementalist goes, as the witch goes as well, you have fire, cold, lightning, and you can choose, basically if you path there, you can choose your weapon 1 having fire, weapon 2 having cold. You can go that way. If you're using one weapon, you can get those bonus points for free. There's nothing else. So you do not have to worry that you're losing out on points. Then, items. For rarity, same as it was before, normal, magic, rare, unique. Then items with mods are much more common than PoE1. So basically, we're rarely going to see like white items, but they will still drop a little bit. But currencies drop a lot more, and we have disenchanting. Disenchanting items that we don't need gives us shards, transmutation, regals, and such, like we have already known in the game. And items can be bought from vendors from gold, and every level up the stock refreshes. Some vendors offer like gamble for gold, similar to black market for Faustus. Currency change exists, and this time it is on Alva, not on Faustus. Faustus is not there as far as I've seen, but we have the currency exchange, which is awesome. Hell yeah. Gold is the only bound currency. Everything else you can trade. Item sockets. This is a new thing. This is for people who have played Diablo 2. You guys will recognize this quite easily, where you can slot in different runes that are going to be like sort of enchants on the items. All items can have 1 rune, but weapons and body armors can have 2 runes, with the exception of Valorb that can give you an additional rune that you can do. So they want us to use Valorbs in order to get those special valuable things. Now, salvage bench also exists now. We can get like an artificer's orb, which adds a socket to a martial weapon or armor. So basically we can get those sockets anyways, additive. They've done a lot more deterministic way of crafting and doing things rather than the pure RNG that PoE1 has, which is a great direction, especially for newer players that are going to join the game. But overall, very, very, very good changes. Now, salvaging items with quality gives armor scraps and whetstones and such. Those are great. We need that in PoE1 more often, right? Unique items are rare, always the same mods, can give abilities, change dodge roll to a blink, and they come with custom art, especially you can do like a full set. They come customizable, well, to that extent where you can mix and match if you want to have a nice drip. Now, Ascension. Trials have gotten a complete rework. Originally, they've said that they are not going to do any lab ascendancies and stuff, but they have kind of walked back that decision, and we now have trials. We have 2 trials in early access to play with an addition of 3rd at release. Will they release more? We'll see. But what do trials do? They still give you your passive points, your Atlas Ascendancy, passive ascendancy points, and they still give you 2 per successful thing. So we have 2. We have Trial of Sekema and Trial of Chaos. Trial of Sekema is Sanctum. Trial of Chaos is Ultimatum. Now, a lot of people didn't like Trial of Sekema for Sanctum. I don't like it either because I personally don't like Sanctum. I will play it. I will see how it is. It's literal TLDR Sanctum. 4 floors, 8 rooms, grab your keys, grab your boons, grab your debuffs, whatever they are, kill the end. Once you reach the end, GG, well played. That's it. You get your passive points, you get out, you get your ascendancy points, you get your treasure chests. GG, well played. That's basically it. And here we can drop jewels. Jewels can be modified by currency. They can be slotted in the attribute parts. You will see like passive skill trees that have like attributes and such. I can show you that one as I've labeled it. Time Lost Sapphire, which gets slotted in the actual pathway where you go, which is awesome. You can roll them with currency. That's great too. And you can get relics as well, same as Sanctum, that can be dropped by the end boss, and then you can get get the rest of them. Now, Trial of Chaos is like Ultimatum. It starts with 3 waves first, and then a boss, and then you can get more and more. Now, here's one thing. When you do this, Trial Master gives you an ultimatum. By the end of it, you finalize it, you open it, and when you do the final one, then you can get the altar, grab your points, and go on your merry way. In Endgame, the more you run, the higher tier you run, the more rooms you're going to fight, up to 10 rooms, which are 3 total bosses. Now, when you do Ultimatum, well, Trial of Chaos, do you have a chance to drop these soul cores of Topotante, which are basically going to be used for actual buffs. These are runes that can be slotted into an empty socket of an equipment item, and once socketed cannot be removed. You can basically just override them. These mods cannot be found anywhere else in the game. So you have those things, Jewels from Sanctum and Trial of Sekema, and these runes with specialized mods from Ultimatum. Now, of course, when you do the thing, you get the key to Trial Master's Tower. They didn't say anything about it. We'll find out soon. When it comes to the endgame itself, we start early access with 50 bosses and 400 monster types. Awesome, right? Different bosses, different things. We have Act 1 to 3 to play, and then we repeat those 1 to 3 on a higher difficulty to get to level 65 to then get to endgame. They've said Act 1 to 3 for beginner players is going to take around 25 hours, so fully expect level 1 to 65 to take you 50 hours for a new, inexperienced player. I will not rush. I will play it as relaxed as I possibly can. I want to enjoy the game. So I don't care to rush. I just want to play the game. But once you get to the game, maps are infinite system with different biomes similar to Delve. Maps are looking like this. They are basically having a starting point that you start and you put in a waystone. Waystones are basically maps, same thing. You put in on an adjacent slot, and then when you complete the map, then you can put on other adjacent slots. If you fail a map, boo-hoo, it becomes red. Goodbye, you can't do it, you have to walk around it. This I don't like. I really don't like this method because there will be maps which you must complete in order to progress to a desired area, else you have to go through Narnia and back again. I hope that they do the good thing and make a currency to make these able to be redone. So keep that in mind. 6 portals are still a thing, by the way. Next thing, we get precursor artifacts like shrines in a map. Basically, these are going to be used as basic buffs in a zone, in a map. I have an image somewhere, I have 200 of them. So anyways, we get those, you kill the monsters around them, you get a shrine buff, GG, well played, you carry on. Strong boxes still exist, still the same thing, carry on. Monsters in essences have been kind of reworked in terms of essences. Essences now give deterministic way of crafting. Hello? One essence can give on a normal item, can make it magic with a determined mod. Then you can augment the same magic item to have another deterministic mod. Then you can upgrade that magic item to a rare item with another deterministic mod. Yo! 3 deterministic mods. Hello? That's awesome. And then you exalt or nothing, and that's basically letting you reset. But essences are now basically deterministic, which is amazing. Atlas Tree. Atlas Tree is going to be a big point of talking. This is one of the last things. There we go. Big point of talking because it has been reworked. It has been reworked to 30 points for the regular tree and 7 specific mechanics for 8 points each. Those 7 specific mechanics have their basically uber difficulty, but regular points you gain by clearing regular waypointed maps. So then after you clear those, then we have modification to waystones that we do in a certain way, of course, and we have those specialized mechanics. How do you do those specialized mechanics? As an example, let's say you want to do breach, or where's breach? If you want to do breach as an example, it's somewhere here. If you want to do Breach as an example, you do those passive points for Breach, and then you have to kill Zesht, the end boss of Breach. When you collect the Breach stones, 300 splinters, by the way, only one Breach stone, you collect that one, you kill Zesht, that's Zesht level 1, you get 2 points. Then you add the passive points, then you kill, so that's 1. Then you kill Zesht level 2 and you get another 2 passive points. Then you kill Zesht level 3 and you get another. And then you kill Zesht level 4 and then you get all 8 points. This is all for all of the mechanics. Breach, Delirium, Excavation, I like to call it. Then you have Ritual as well. So those are that we have right now announced. We'll see all the rest, but they follow the similar rule. Now on maps, we have cities. Cities have specific items that can be found in them. So basically like these. So you can find the boss and you can find the ritual. So this is an icon for the boss. This is an icon for the breach. So you can do those and basically finalize the thing. One little thing they've mentioned is every 4th map is going to have a boss. However, those bosses are going to be more difficult and rewarding. That's what they've mentioned so far. We'll see how that plays out. You can hunt boss maps specifically when you look at them and when you can path to them, right? Or you can do other ones. However, realm gates we can use to put a bridgestone in to go to Twisted Domain. That's how we kill Zeshtula. I did tell you it's going to be Zeshtula many weeks ago. Then we can find hideouts, Nameless Seer, unique maps like Untainted Paradise, and corrupted areas add additional mods to the region like Monsters from Beyond and such. So those corrupted areas are the areas with blood. Icons have icons are above the map, above the waystone, that we can recognize what it is going to give. Now, when it comes to one more thing, there are towers. These towers are going to buff a zone. So a big circle that's going to buff a zone, basically reveal a zone once you do the tower thing. Completing the tower opens a large area and scouts it, and the tower looks like this in game. So once you reach it, you click it, you open it, and then kaboom, everything gets revealed so you can see what is going on. Now we can put tablets in a tower, which then modify the mechanics of the area around the tower, and that can be used as an example with these tablets in a lost tower. You put a tablet in, and then if it says 6 maps in range contain breaches, if there are 10 maps in range, 6 of them are going to have breaches. However, you can see there's another tower, there's another tower. If they are cleansed, they're going to have like the fire. If they're not going to burn. However, you can put multiple things around so you can have pretty juiced up maps. Awesome. And one final thing, as I did mention the mechanics, one final thing, Pinnacle boss is going to be a very, very important thing. This is a change I am 50-50 about. We'll see how it goes. But when you find these towers, this is basically the Pinnacle boss encounter. There are 3 keys that you need to get from 3 different various cities. As an example, Iron Citadel holds 1 of them, and you need to defeat 2 lieutenants and the boss of the Citadel to get the key, and then do the 2 lieutenants, boss, to get the 2nd key and the 3rd key, and then the Pinnacle boss. If at any point you die / fail, well, not die, fail, like 6 portals, right? If at any point you fail the lieutenants, the 1st boss, lieutenant 2nd, lieutenant 3rd, the map resets, so you have to do them all over again. I don't like that. I do not like that. However, I want to get to it to see if it is exactly how they've said, or if they've clarified that it is not going to be that everything resets, but those 3 reset. I don't like the punishing players more than once, where we get the punishment, oh, you know what, you have to go and randomly find a biome, because sometimes you can find them in 50, sometimes you cannot find them in 300, so there's that thing. So that's not what I personally like. And when you kill the Pinnacle boss, the end boss, you get passive points and you can kill him 3 times, I suppose. So that's basically it. Overall, it has been an amazing reveal from GGG. Well done. Well freaking done. Amazing reveal. It is going to be like a solid 9.5 out of 10. I just want to see the more info, how it's gonna play out for those little negatives. I will put this notepad in the description below to my Google Drive link, so you don't have to like join the Discord and stuff, so I won't have like too many links underneath the video. I won't do any timestamps, anything, so this is a talking head video basically. So overall, Path of Exile 2 hype. Hell yeah. If you've liked the video, do give it a like, sub if you don't mind. Thank you so much for watching. If you want me to put the full unedited stream of watching an hour, do tell me. I will put it down in the description below. I will add it as well. The content is going to continue. It's amazeballs. Expect updates to the website, to the PoE2 section. I need to put all 200 pictures in. I need to put all the text in. I unfortunately got to work, else I would have done it immediately. I would have continued streaming. I would have done a 24-hour stream anyways. But yeah, all the info is going to be put in the website throughout the weekend. So please bear with me. Thank you so much once again for watching. Hype train, choo-choo, have a good one, good night, and I'll see you in the next PoE video or stream. Have a good one.